Hello. Shout out to Spooner OG for being the first in and telling everyone. Love it. Thanks for joining. Let's just jump into it. So, playing a bit of Alan Wake. I believe we're up to chapter 3. So let's just jump straight across and see what's going on here. I've got the game open, but I haven't looked too far into it. Yeah, my shadow rage. Oh, mate. Okay. Look, fair call, fair call. Okay. Cool. Now, instead of hitting continue game, I'm going to go ahead and go through episodes, purely because when I stopped the stream last time, I couldn't stop the cutscene. So the cutscene's already happened. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into episodes, and we're going to play them individually. Or we'll start from 3. It'll probably just roll straight into 4. Yes.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Whoa. Creepy Rose.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Barry is cool.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Is it here? Where are we going? Hurry up, dude. No? Over here? Barry, I can't even look at you. You fucking comic book character looking son of a bitch. Are you really gonna open this gate for me?
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. all of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked
Just saw
around,
thermos
and she's
back
that
here.
crazy bag lady you met.
Didn't pick it up
What,
because I
the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless.
was distracted.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some
There.
kind of a breakdown.
God forbid I forget the thermos. Oh, Barry, stop following me. Okay. This over-the-shoulder cam is just destroying my life. And why is he on the right side? I'm just so used to over-the-shoulder being the opposite way. Wonder if I can change that. Let's not mess with it. Let's not mess with it. Everyone stop. Stop. I'll stop messing with it. Please. Is this it?
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Really? We went in?
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What?
The
Wha-
good coffee.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
You okay? Sure.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her.
Classic.
Rose took a day from
Alan
me.
Baz.
I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
About the complex.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank
My
you.
gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Good grief. Bloody Alan Bazza. They get themselves into all sorts of strife. What a couple of crazy kids.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the...
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Hello, Blue. Welcome. How was that?
I hated to
Time
leave
action.
Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Nice little nice little nod to Max Payne and Remedy's other games. Am I going away? Yes. Escape the police.
Stop running! We have the suspect in sight!
Chase is on.
Okay, men. Keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here.
Always back in the woods, mate. Welcome, Donkey Horde and Blue.
Man out! Wait! Wait! I'm right here! Guys, I'm up! God damn it! Where did he go? Hey, keep an eye out!
Okay. I mean, running from the police is a lot better than running from, you know, axe murderers that get affected by light.
He's gone! Come on, guys! We need to head him off!
Oh, that's never good sound. Okay. Just casually running for my life, just to mix it up. How good would a torch or a gun be right now?
Search the area! Stay sharp! This way! Over here!
The forest is alive. The sound of the opposite noise. Oh, I wanted that light. Good lord. Gun? Give me some gun.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
A rider? More like a marathon runner. Uh-oh. Oh, great. It's just... Let's look back. I looked back. Guys, I looked back. E to exit. Hey, this is like one of those towers in Firewatch. Not sure if anyone played Firewatch, but I loved that game too. Everything is fine. Yes. Okay, now give me a torch and a gun.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. But it was... Hey, what do you... Come on! Sit down and give me that.
James, Mulligan here. Over.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about it. You know what I mean? Over.
Okay.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Or directions to the flashlight. Oh man. That's what I need.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
Sweet, sweet coffee. Oh, before I turn the light on, is there... Oh yeah, I'm just gonna start this generator. Always with the generator starting. So far so good. I nod for a world of pain. I always am. I'm so bad at this game. Checkpoint reached. Didn't cry once. Yes. New gate that wants to murder me. Gun? No. That'd be asking too much.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over.
Alright.
Team 2, come in.
Middle mouse for a flashbang.
Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
Okay. Not a huge fan of the flashbang.
another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Holy smokes.
Trailer park, Pat,
Those
and
guys are
there's a big
brutal.
ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me.
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm in not good shape. Why did I say I'd play this game? I think it's Donkey Horde's fault. Oh, we're going this way now? I'll just turn around. Whoa. Flashbangs, man, they're so rubbish. I mean, they're good, but they take so long to go off. Okay. Nearly there. Could you not have gone down? Oh man, how do we get into this place? Through the door. Just through the door, guys.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
It's Lorna Miles.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well,
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Okay.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everyone calm down.
Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Run, Al. Run. You kidding me?
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me, you hear me?
Back in the damn forest.
H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Too much forest. Too much forest. Whoa, that's a lot. Are you kidding me? Okay. Good morning. I have played through part of this game. I've actually played through up until, I think, just after this part. So, I got about halfway through on the original. It would ruin the vibe if it was well lit. I mean, look, to be honest, it doesn't have to be well lit. I just don't want to be in the forest anymore. How many more of those I got? Probably not many. Oh, I've got a pistol. I've picked a pistol up.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Okay. Whoa. Oh no. Oh no. I'm stuck. Yep. Didn't like that at all. I think mostly because I couldn't remember how to put new batteries in my damn flashlight. Alright. Let's get out of here. Oh. Yes, it certainly does. That much I figured out. Could have turned that on. That noise is inviting.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
She sounded like recordings. Ooh. that breathing? Not a huge fan. These comical achievements I keep getting. They're really in line. Okay. Probably should put the flare gun away. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 looks pretty good. Although I've heard that it's going to be a survival horror, more like open world. So hopefully it still kind of has the same vibe.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Because I kind of feel like, it really thrives on this whole linear gameplay. And, yeah, let's just hope they do it well. But also it's really cool that they're like, Remedy Games is tying in all their games into the universe. Control is awesome. And I can't wait for Control 2. Okay. Nice.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Yeah, okay. I kind of forgot about that part.
Opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Oh man, back here? Yeah, that is true. Repetitive fights. I mean, the same dudes with friggin' axes, am I right? Though it is mixing it up now. There's only so long you can sort of flash a torch at something and not have it feel repetitive.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Whoa.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Funnily enough, man, that's the reason why I'm playing through the Alan Wake games, and then the American Nightmare, I think it's called, next. Switch to heavy duty flashlight. Sounds good. Yeah, because I want to play that DLC. I've held off on playing the Control DLC because I just didn't think that I would understand it, because I haven't played, yeah, the Alan Wake games. So yeah, 100%. I think I've got to rely on dodging a little bit more, because I don't do that enough, and I die. Whoa.
Did you call 911?
And it was getting closer.
Okay. Oh, Thermos, why can't you stay picked up? Okay.
Did you call 911?
Okay. So Q is how you recharge
getting closer.
the battery. The torch, sorry. What gun we got here? I think we're going to hit alt maybe with the flare gun. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, I'll throw my last flare down in the middle, and then I'm going to shoot the big dog with the flare gun in the chest.
Did you call 911?
He didn't like that. Cool. Way better strategy. Okay. Nice. Got my flare back. Okay. Yeah, will do. Will do, Donkey Horde. Absolutely. Whoa! Sorry about that, guys. I think I just mashed the keyboard. Jumped into the starting soon screen apparently. Shit got pretty real just then. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, let's just reload. Maybe take a moment to change my pants. Whoa. Oh, really? In light you can hurt them. Thanks for the terrible tip. Okay. Yes, sweet, sweet flares. No, we're not turning the radio on today. Fine.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that
I thought the shadow monster got me too.
Of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs.
Night Springs.
Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alan Durl's trip to customs and
oh, great.
Night Springs.
God. For some reason I couldn't pull my my flares out then. Maybe I'd run out. Oh, I only got 2. I'm supposed to run. Shit. Oh my God.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
Absolutely. The more sun, the better.
The coal mine wasn't far now.
I can't believe I just sort of mashed my keyboard.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Yeah, okay, sure. That's it. Stay positive. Go to the coal mine. Of course, I've got, like, no gun and no flashlight. Wait, can I take the car?
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
I was really hoping for a gun. It's okay. Alan, you gotta work on your cardio, mate. Okay. And where's Barry in all this? Everybody's favourite character. Am I supposed to jump down here? Look, I'm going to assume no, but we'll give it a bill. Okay, sure.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order, either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say...
World famous author and car thief. You heard it here. Alan Wake. GTA 8. I feel like this car's not going to make it. It's really struggling. I don't know why. I mean, this thing looks good. See if there's some weapons up here first. I actually forgot about this part. Like, I mean, it's linear, but it's like not super. Let me up. It's not super linear. Look at.
Welcome back to KBF-FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
That's a waste of my life.
You got me.
Let's just get this car and go. Yeah, it is really nice looking. But I'm not running for my life. Sam Ramis car. What is... Okay. Whoops. My bad. Still controls exactly the way it did in the original. Ugh. All this way for that. Sweet. Okay. Donkey Horde, I understand you went back and played all of the Max Payne games. That sounds like maximum pain to me, for sure. I don't think I can handle... I don't think I can handle those graphics. My eyes might just bleed. Number 3 might be bearable, but you can't just play number 3. Whoa.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
And he was like, the coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now. I thought he was just like saying that. It's actually a museum. Fair enough. Oh, how good would an axe be right now?
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Good times.
Wait.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Friggin' hell.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Jesus. Man, this is the longest chapter of my life. The other two were so quick. Ooh, stuff. Always with the darkness. Okay. Then no doubt, I'll be back in the forest momentarily. Reach Mirror Peak. Oh. An incredible amount of ammunition. Always a terrible sign.
The hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
I don't even know. I'm assuming I'm going here to turn the power off. Oh yeah, there's... I mean, yeah, that's right. With no power comes darkness. Awesome. Oh man, okay. And I think I really busted the car up, so there's no chance of that happening. Well, just gonna have a sip of this drink momentarily. That was pure horse shit, and I didn't like it at all. Okay. On with the pain. Footsteps. My own? Apparently not. Of course, not my own footsteps. What am I thinking? Whoa. This game just gets more and more fun every 10 feet, doesn't it? What have I got here? Literally nothing. Okay. Go up the stairs? Okay. Well, these are explosive, so that's going to either be amazing or it's going to kill me. Could have used these gas bottles, these tanks a little bit better. Let's switch to the rifle. Or is it a shotgun? I think it's a shotgun. Double barrel. Whoa. Trust no one in the dark. Yeah, cool. what that was. Pretty happy that I'm inside. Yep. Back in the dark. Too easy. Reach Mirror Peak Outlook. I can't even get off this damn site.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
You were not wrong, Alan. Big Al, you're onto something, mate. Guess we'll go this way. This delicious goop. I suppose we can just leave it because it's annoying as hell. Can I swap between? Yeah, I can. Sweet. I gotta start using hotkeys, man. Like using like the mouse wheel up and down to try and jump between weapons is the worst. What even am I carrying now? Let's pull this out. It's actually everything's reloaded. Cool. One more flashbang grenade. Want stuff flying at me. But you know, them's the breaks. Nice. That's a good haul. That's exactly what I needed. Yeah, I didn't realize I had a flare gun out. Okay. This is gonna break, isn't it? Oh my god. That was so janky. I should totally have fallen. Some weird light light, or is that a river? Yeah, it's a river.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Pump action. Yes, please. Okay. Gotta be close. Oh, that's a lot.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
This is a delightful little cemetery.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Oh no. I don't like quick ones. Whoa. How do I get this dude? No doubt there's more of those arse hats. I really don't need that in my life. Okay.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Ah. That was brutal.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Sweet, sweet thermos of destiny. Okay. Oh my god, I'm actually full on batteries. Because I forget to change them constantly. Alright. What am I doing? Just running like a madman in this direction. Not the fridge. Not the tractor. I mean, I do like the flying objects better than I like the axe murderers, I guess, if I had to choose. Forever? Was Alice really worth it? Just leave her, Alan. Just leave her, man. Whoa.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from the magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence. about growing scared of
Can
the
I
lake.
get rid of something
Zane
else?
believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawled back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true.
Apparently not.
They fit.
Alright. Let's just grab the shotgun. You're so right. You're so right. God, Alice. And she... Whoops. She goes ahead and she, like, books this holiday. And then she's like, psych, it's not a holiday. I thought you could write a novel here. By the way, everything's gonna try and kill you. Okay. How far could Mirror Peak Lookout really be? So incredibly far, probably. Hoping this is Mirror Peak Lookout.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
It's telling me to hurry up because he's sick of Alice. It's like, she's just a horrible person. Please, come and get her. What is it? I don't like how when you pick it up, it's like, oh yeah, you're going to use the flare gun now. Do I have any... I don't have any other... I don't have any normal flares. I don't have any of those other flashbangs. Just me and this hunting rifle that I've never used before. Okay. Birds. Attack me. Oh no. You want me to run. Oh my god. Birds. Oh, are you kidding me? What is going on here? He's like birds, and then just falls off the cliff. Birds. Let's escape into an abandoned mine shaft. Oh, yeah. Cool. something wants to eat my soul in here. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Oh my god. Shut up, Alice. You damn weirdo. So this has got a Cauldron Lake. Guess I probably shouldn't go in this direction. Exit the silver mine. But not before I grab a little bit of silver on the way through. Grab all the flares. You know going down here is going to be bad. Different. Okay. Guess we'll go down there. Here. I've got 4 shots left in this gun.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, cool. So it's going to be the same one. Moving it up and down. Hopefully that does the old trickaroo for the moment. Alright. You know, I was going to play 2 chapters, but this chapter is going forever, so we'll see how we go. Alright, let's that'll do it. There's a ladder there. But we're gonna need it over here. I know what they're doing. Trying to make me have to backtrack. If that'll do it. Yeah, nothing else. Alright. Kind of there. Oh right, this is to go down, is it? Yep. Cool. Nice. Surely it'd be like morning soon. Okay. Okay, so I'm going over there. I mean, over there. I'm not going up there, am I? Good lord. Find out soon. Whoa, whoa. Easy, Alan. Settle in, mate. Okay. Okie dokie. Damn birds. Let's pull the old flare gun out.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Being attacked by birds, but I'm hoping this flare gun is going to sort that situation out. Birds. Couldn't have missed. Maybe we should pull the flare gun back out. It's pretty hectic for two dudes.
Shit.
Where the hell did that come from? Interesting. Man, these oh boy. Okay. Let's try that again. But with less crying. I think we'll pick up that ammo. But we're gonna stick with the flare gun. It's tricking me into using other ammunition. Other weapons. Right. Okay. Cauldron Lake. Bridges. They're always a delight. Oh, of course. Stopped at the halfway point. I walked into that. this game. She's delightful. Okay. Didn't need to get hurt. Hmm. You seem to have put a gate in between me and my precious thermos. I'm gonna need that, so... How dare you? Exactly. Well, you talk to me on TV, Tom. Is you Tom? Did you read this? What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. It's scaring the piss out of me. What does that say? Okay. Shit's getting weird now. I'm just here for my coffee. Pick up a shotgun anyway. I haven't had a shotgun in so long. Bit of flareage for the road. Oh, great. Get off me, okay? Oh man. I thought I was doing so well. I think it might be flare gun time. Yeah, I've got 4 flares here. Let's do this. Okay. So I used all the flares in the flare gun, but I feel like it was worth it. Okay. Let's try that again. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the way I'm supposed to go, because this is a hell of a lot of trouble for some sweet coffee. If my thermos was gone, ropeable. Okay.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Man, Mirror Peak Lookout is like...
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
They go a bit close, apparently.
Wait! Are you? Wait!
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please.
Plot twist.
Please. Oh. I'm sorry.
Falling down the cliff.
Please don't hurt me. Ah! Ah!
Well. We're going down the stairs, Wake. Mate. You gotta buy a treadmill or something. I eventually just jumped down the cliff. You might have noticed that. Oh my god. It's Bioshock. It's a Big Daddy. Holy smokes. That was full on, guys. That was... Episode 3. It hurt my soul a lot.
Oh my, what a wretched life. I was born on the day that my poor mama died. I was cut from her belly with a Stanley knife. My dad,
I think we can call it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching me. You know, if you guys weren't here, then I would be crying. Tried to hold those tears back just for you. But yeah, thank you so much for for being here and checking it out. Yeah, Nick Cave, so good, perfect. But yeah, look, I think I'm going to jump off now. We'll catch you next time. As always, hit me up with a whisper on Twitch, or even hit me up on socials if you want to. If you want me to play any particular games, I'm always open, you know, for suggestions. But thanks for watching, and see you next time.